go. So, what's going on? How'd your week go?
Well, we went great, man. It was another good week. 100,000 in profit again for week 6. We're on a roll. I got a good team of guys. I didn't even know I was going to go public with this at all until my buddy Ryan actually convinced me about a week ago, like 12 days ago, to say, hey, man, you did good last year. You're doing great this year. Maybe you should monetize this and give people some knowledge and help them win some money too.
Yeah, when you get good at something, you got to make money off it, man.
Yeah, definitely. Like slap for cash.
Slap for cash.
Right? Slapping the shit out of motherfuckers. Yeah, dude.
If you're down and out and you need money, you can get slapped for cash.
Yeah, dude. Hit this guy up. And so, tell me a bit, dude. So, where are you from originally?
I'm from Michigan.
Michigan. How'd you even get started with this?
I was going through a really bad breakup, and I was walking from my high-rise to this gas station, and somebody asked me for some money. Mm-hmm. And I was like just really frustrated in life, and I wanted to take anger out. And I said to the guy, yeah, I'll give you some money if you let me slap you. And he said, really? How much? And I was like, $10. He's like, I'll take the slap for $10. This $10 to him was probably a lot.
Yeah.
So I brought him back to my high-rise, woke my roommate up. It was like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I said, hey, I'm going to slap this guy. You got to film it.
Got to film it.
He's like, what? I said, yeah, I'm going to slap the shit out of this motherfucker. And I slapped the shit out of him, and the very first video, I just posted it and it started getting views. And I'm like, we got something here.
Yeah, and it started going viral. That was your first original video, that first guy that went back there.
Yep,
and then it just kind of snowballed from there, and other people hit you up and were like, hey, I want to get slapped for cash and things like that, or like, what was the next steps afterwards?
Well, it didn't actually. Well, the first video went on WorldStar, but that took a while to circulate around. I actually did I got bored in life, and I went on like a slap for cash tour. So we went to different states. I was calling friends to let them know I was coming down there, and I had money to pay people to slap them.
Yeah,
and that's how I got started.
Yeah, that's dope, dude. Dope. And then what made you come to Vegas? Like, what made you pick this hot spot to be like your kind of foundation for what you're doing right now?
I just figured, Michigan, there's really nothing going on, so I figured Vegas would be the spot. It's a tourist spot. If you can't make money here, you can't make money nowhere.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
Easy money, dude. There ain't no place I've been able to make money. Like Vegas is the spot to make money. There's a lot of people with cash, and it's easier to work with people here, and there's more people like you. If you're business minded, this is the spot to be.
Yeah, definitely. I agree, man. I agree. So, I mean, shit, dude, you're here at NBC House, like what's some of the craziest shit that goes on here? You know what I mean? How many times do you get talked to in the middle of the night or a crazy party and you're just like, hey, slap the shit out of me? You know what I mean? Or some girl comes and just slap my ass,
I have slapped some ass since I've been here. I've only been here about a week. I slapped some girl's ass, and then another thing, this guy was about to get 86, and I talked to Nate. I said, hey, before we 86 him, you think I could slap him? He was like, yeah, go ahead, fuck it. Let's get the content. Yeah. So during the party, he had a little bit too much to drink, I guess, and he got ballsy. And he said, I can fucking take the slap. And I was like, all right, motherfucker, let's go. We brought him in the back room, and I was like, you sure? He's like, yeah, fucking slap me. So I slapped the fuck out of him, and he hit the bed, and then he hit the floor.
Bro, sometimes I watch those videos, right? And I've seen the ones you've posted, and I think about it, and I'm just like, dude, like, what the fuck goes through these people's minds? Like, have they never seen one? Or if they have seen one, then they think they can take it? I don't understand. Like, how much do you weigh, bro? Like, I'm
at 6'2", 430.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
You got a fucking tank over here slapping the shit out of you. I get it. It's open palm, bro. But still, that's a lot of fucking weight about to bear down on someone's face.
I wouldn't let somebody my size slap me.
Hell no,
Fuck
man.
that.
Hell no. I was thinking about it for a second, right? And I was like, oh, bro, hey, maybe it's like I'll do the picks for the weekend. And you know what? If my locks don't hit, if there's ever a weekend where my locks don't hit, everybody gets their lock pick money back, and Slap for Cash gets to slap the shit out of me for making a wrong decision, right? Yeah. And then it kind of just dawned on me a little bit, and I was just like, dude, fuck that, bro. And I was like, dude, that's a tough one. I'd be scared, honestly. Yeah, I mean, like, dude, let's see some of those videos that you got that's going on with those slaps. Let's play some of your best ones.
Well, you remember when I first met you, you wanted me to slap you.
Oh yeah,
And
I
I'm like,
remember
bro.
that. Hey, but it was in the arm. It was in the arm. I wasn't gonna take it in the face.
I was like, no.
I would get a slap in the arm. That'd be a lot different.
I was like, no, I can't slap you, man. And he was like, no, just slap me.
Yeah.
Just slap me.
Yeah, I was pretty drunk. I just got drunk, you know.
Yeah,
that
you were
liquid
fucked
courage.
up. You were messed up. I said, nah, I can't slap you, bro.
Yeah.
I said, how about a photo? You're like, fuck it, just take the fucking
Just take
photo.
the photo, bro. Take the photo. Yeah, dude.
Are we mirrored up here?
Dude. Jesus Christ, bro. Dude. I mean, bro, like, holy fuck, man. Like, is there a courtesy hold for the guy, or is he just like, hey, man, he's just gonna fall on the wall?
Well,
Jesus.
I tried to pull him away from the wall.
Yeah. God damn. Where do you even find this guy? Like, who is he? A buddy of yours? Is he a guy hit you up, or
So right here, I'm trying to pull him away from the wall.
Yeah.
Telling him to come forward, and I don't know, he still hit the wall.
Yeah.
But that guy, so what happened is I had a tattoo removal guy who was removing my tattoos on my fingers, and he knew that guy, and then he linked us up. And that guy had like 250,000 followers on Instagram at the time.
Yeah.
And I only had like 40K back then.
Yeah.
That was before I started working with, that's before I went and moved with Longneck for 5 months. And my followers were low, so I'm like, this is going to be nothing but good if I work with an influencer with 250,000
Exactly.
followers.
Yeah. So how'd you get him on board? Were you just like, hey man, let me slap you?
Yeah.
Was it just throw him some cash? Hey dude, let's work together. Let's build my, what you have up, everything you're doing up, and how'd that come into place?
Well, it wasn't even, I didn't even know if he wanted to get slapped. I actually asked a tattoo removal guy, I said, well, what does he want to do? He said, here's his number. I already gave him your number. So I said, all right. I talked to the guy, and he said, I want you to come over and slap me.
Yeah. Just cuz.
I was like.
Just to do it.
And he said, I don't want nothing from it. I just want the video.
So it was both working together. So it was a mutual thing where he's like, hey man, I'm going to get slapped. The fuck. So you both work together, help each other out, and then influencers grow. Right?
Yeah, exactly. I told him when I got there, I said, hey man, I don't have to hit you as hard as I can. I could hit you like 30, 40%. You'll still go out. He's like, no, I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Yeah.
And
obviously,
I'm like, this guy's fucking crazy.
He felt that. I mean, look at this dude's face, bro.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And I told him, I said, this will go. I told him, I said, I've done like 70 slaps. I said, this will go viral based on our appearance. I'm a big dude. You're a guy with tattoos on your face.
Yeah.
You know, you just look like you're tough. You look like somebody who could take it. I'm kind of selling them on it. You know, like we're going to slap the shit out of you.
What's the worst, like, what's the hardest slap? Like, you've hit someone? Like, have you knocked a tooth out? Have you busted a fucking lip? Like, what's it, like, how deep has it been? Has it always just been like a straight knockout?
That one's probably one of the best videos I've ever done.
Yeah, definitely.
And I didn't even think that would really, I thought he was just fucking with me. Because you never know, man.
Yeah,
you don't know these people.
Especially when they're getting slapped.
With that many followers.
Hey, man, I got to go. I got to be there at 5 o'clock, bro. I got to get knocked out right now.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
But I don't know if he was, I don't know what his deal was. I still talk to him here and there because, I mean, but everything I said that would happen happened. The video did go viral.
Yeah.
We got 10 million views on Snoop Dogg's page, and a bunch of UFC fighters shared it. A bunch of my famous friends, the big influencers, Nick Diaz shared it. Longneck shared it.
Yeah.
Andy Ruiz, former heavyweight champion of the world, he shared it, and it got a lot of views on their pages. So I think that was a big help too, because I gained a big following from that video.
So you keep mentioning Longneck, right? I've heard of him. I've never met him, and you've talked about him before. Like, how'd you meet Longneck, and what's your relationship with that?
Longneck's a really good friend of mine. I met him after I did the Logan Paul video, and after that I got some viral fame off of it, and then I got asked to go to an influencer house where Longneck was and to film a Longneck and a few other influencers in Florida. So I went out there and I stayed like 2 weeks at this influencer house, and then I just got along with Longneck really well. We're from the same area in Michigan, and we just got along good. So he asked me I'd say about a couple months later, he asked me to come to his house in Redondo Beach, and I went down there and stayed for almost 5 months.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That
it was
a
a
good time.
big
And
change.
Redondo's not a bad place to be.
Not at all.
Yeah, Hermosa Beach is right there, and you got all those bars and shit, and then
Yeah, the bad part is there's like 3-4 guys living there, but that was to protect him. He needs that. The kid's 45 pounds, man. He's a good guy. They showed me how Instagram work. I call it the school of Instagram because they were like, not a lot of people will show you the whole game of anything. They're gonna want money or want something, and they didn't have nothing to gain by having me there. They just believed in me. They believed in my videos, and they seen potential. And the guy that was like his Longneck's mentor and was driving him around, he told me, he's like, "You're gonna have millions of followers one day." He's like, "I just know," because that guy's dealt with like Supreme Patty and all these other influencers, so they know when they got something. They're not just gonna have you come live with them if you're doing shitty content.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, dude. So what'd you do afterwards then? So like you went to live in Redondo Beach, right? You're there with Longneck. You're learning the whole Instagram game. You're building up your following. You're trying to what's going in your mind during that time? Like what's your end goal or what's your goals for that period of time what you're doing there?
I didn't know what was gonna happen, and I didn't know how to even grow my following. I was stuck when I got there. I was at like 40K.
Yeah,
somewhere around there.
So this video right here, right, where you slap the shit out of this guy, that is that at the house in Redondo Beach?
No, that's in Vegas.
Okay, so this is in Vegas,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so then the house in Redondo Beach is completely separate. Did you have any videos from that time in Redondo Beach that went viral?
Oh yeah.
Which is the one that went viral in Redondo Beach?
That they didn't go viral, not yet. Anyways, sometimes I call it like planting a seed, watching the tree grow. That's what happens. Like this video I did with Quest, the guy with tattoos on his face, that was done like last December, and it
takes a bit.
Yeah, a couple months. I mean, it just depends on who sees it. All it takes is one big influencer to make a video really pop, or World Star. This one also went on. I've been on World Star 3 times, so that helped with the following. Also, it helps a little bit. Depends on if they tag you.
Yeah.
So I always wear. Most people who know me, they see, like when I do videos and stuff, they'll see me with a Slap for Cash shirt on. Yeah. And I don't want to wear the shirt, but if I don't get tagged in something, then you see a fucking 4-foot bulletin board on my fucking,
exactly,
on my shirt that says Instagram.
But you're marketing your brand, so it's smart. You know what I mean? If they don't tag you or you're trying to build something where you got going on, hey, you have it straight on your shirt. Right? Yeah. So after Redondo Beach, right? So you're talking about your life. You're there in Michigan. Or no. You're from Michigan, go to Florida. You have a bad breakup, slap the shit out of some guy in your high rise, right?
Well, I slapped that guy in Vegas.
Oh, in Vegas.
Yeah, I've been out here. I've been in Vegas for about 14 years on and off.
Oh, okay. So then it was from Vegas to Redondo.
Yeah.
And then after Redondo, you spent those 5 months there. And then you returned back to Vegas, or then what happened after that?
Yeah, after I was in Redondo, a buddy of mine, he had a house. He bought multiple different houses. He won the heavyweight championship. He was like a 20-1 underdog. I'm sure you know about it if you're in sports gambling. He beats Anthony Joshua, and afterwards he bought 7-8 houses, a crazy amount of houses.
Dude, honestly, that was a huge upset in the sports world.
Andy Ruiz, yeah.
Yeah, I know about that. I mean, the rematch, Joshua ended up winning.
Yeah,
right?
he took him 12 rounds.
Yeah, it took him 12 rounds, but no one thought. They were thinking, man, look at this fat fucking dude coming in. Blah. But then he came in hot, man. Yeah. He came in hot, and no one expected it, and he had a huge upset, but good for him.
Yeah,
He took the world as the underdog and didn't care, and he came out on top. That's great. So then you came back to Vegas, did all that, and then what are you doing now? You're launching this new podcast, doing this. What else are you doing in the works?
Still slapping people, still making cool content. I've been collabing with different influencers. I want to make more than just slap content. That's why I'm doing the podcast. Because you get a bad name. You're hitting all these people. Nobody really gets to know you. They just think you're just this bad person because you're just slapping people. But what are you supposed to do? That's what people want to see, violence. Without the 2 top sellers in America are sex and violence.
Yeah.
When you watch a fucking movie, do you want to watch PG-13 Or you want to watch a rated RX?
Yeah.
XR.
Yeah, you're right.
You want to watch that XR rated. Well, this shit ain't fucking PG-13.
Yeah.
And if you don't like the channel, fucking change it.
Yeah.
You don't got to watch me. You don't got to follow me.
Yeah.
I don't beg for no fucking followers, man.
Yeah. That totally makes sense.
We ain't kissing ass for followers. Fuck it. If you don't want to follow me, fuck off.
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. I mean, that's the same thing when I think about the sports gambling world, right? So, and my thing is like, hey, a lot of times I've given out free picks in the past, right? Like I had my Instagram private. My life was pretty private. I grew up playing sports, and I played soccer, and then played soccer in college, and then afterwards worked as a youth coach and did different things, and worked as a high school teacher and stuff like that. So I was always so afraid of like this kind of like this double life I would live, right? So it's like on one hand, it's like this idolized citizen of oh, you're a high school teacher, oh, you coach youth sports, oh, you're around these kids and stuff like that. And then on the other hand, right, I'm coming and making these picks, and I'm fucking hanging out with whores and partying and fucking slapping down cash for bets,
Vegas
things like
life.
that, Vegas life,
Yeah.
right, and traveling around the world and doing what you do.
Yeah.
And then so it's like there was times last year, it's funny, is I would literally I would coach these practices, right? It'd be like a Tuesday night practice. And I'd be in Vegas, and sometimes I stay out here for a while, right? Like I basically live at the Bellagio or any MGM property while I'm here during NFL season, right? So it's like, hey man, I have practice Tuesday night, right? I got 4 o'clock to 5:30 practice, 5:30 practice, 7 o'clock, 2 different teams, 8 and 9-year-old kids. So I'm like, fuck, I'm catching a flight in the morning from here, right? Flying into Oakland, right? I'm from the Bay Area. I'm flying into Oakland, get off, right? A buddy picks me up. I go straight to the practice, after raging for a few days. Coach these kids, act all this, and that, right? And then the kids are great. I love coaching, and everything they do is great, And then I leave, and then I'm back to raging and getting drunk and partying, and then doing that. So I finally gave up that other side because it got to the point right now in my life where everything that I'm doing with sports betting is kind of just bubbling up, and that ripple effect is taking away what I'm doing with coaching. So it was very recent, actually, that I stepped away from coaching and said, hey, this other life is conflicting with this, and I can't commit anymore. So now I'm 100% focused on sports betting and picking picks for the weekend and doing my program.
Well, you could always go back if you wanted to.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, you can always go back. And it's something where it's like, I loved that portion, right? Dealing with kids, and it's just one of those things where it's like, hey, you're influencing a lot of their life, right? And honestly, I would do it for free. Right. I was getting paid to do it, but I would do it for free because it's, it's fulfilling in a way. And I've had kids where there's this other kid, his name was Hector. He was playing soccer, and his parents were in like some trouble. I was teaching at his high school, and I let him live on my couch during his senior year so he can finish school, and then he ended up going to college and playing. So it's like those little things where you help out. You don't get any recognition for it or anything like that, but deep inside you're like, hey man, like I helped this person's life out. And that's what it feels good about it. So, and then sports betting world, it's like now that I am selling picks, and really it's like, hey, I want to be as authentic as possible because it's like that's who I am. Right, and I'm selling these picks being like, hey guys, like I offer a full refund on all my lock picks just because it's like, hey dude, I bet with you. And if we lose together, If we win together. That's how my whole thing for it, right? So it's like, hey, I want everybody to win. If I don't feel comfortable about some picks, I give them for free, and I give advice and say, hey guys, like today I did it the other day with the Chiefs Cowboys this past Monday, right? I said, hey, today is a weird thing, and after I did my analytics, I was like, hey, I like the Chiefs over the Bills on the spread. I wouldn't call it a complete lock play, but this is my free pick of the day. And then also I said, hey, I like Cowboys to win the game. I thought Andy Dalton going to TCU was great, and him, he has a great track record of what he did at the Bengals. So I was like, okay, hey, and after you're doing the math and what he's been doing, I was like, hey, he's not a bad backup to fit in the system with the Cowboys. And you know what? On one hand, I was right. On the other hand, I was wrong, right? And I accept that. I'm okay to tell my losses to people, and I'm okay to tell my winnings. And my winnings outshine my losses by a long shot. So that's why I don't care if people know about my losses or know what I'm doing, because I want to be completely transparent across the board.
Right, you're
Yeah.
gonna have losses.
For sure, it's gambling,
Here and
man.
there.
It's the sports world. You can't win everything all the time. But if you can analyze, at least do what you can to minimize those losses and take advantage of those wins, right? And hammer them when you know there's going to be a lock. I called first half Ravens on a lot of different games because, first half Ravens been covering for, dude, I don't even know how long, right? All of last year. All of this year, it's been crazy. I hammered down 110 grand on first half Ravens against the Bengals. And I did it again against the Eagles this past weekend. And it's just like one of those things where it's like, dude, Ravens cover a lot of first halves against those shitty teams. I'm hammering them like that. They don't cover sometimes on the full game. So it's like, at the same time, it's a risk. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong, right? With anything. But, that's what's been going on.
Where would people find you if they're trying to look for you to get
at
picks?
King Los Bets
Okay.
on Instagram, and then at Only Wins Bets on Instagram, and then onlywins.net. That's what our website barely got up. Personally, I never really thought about selling picks, right? I was here in town, and it's funny how I met my business partner. Okay, so I got hooked up. I was kind of in the middle of traveling, doing different things, and I wasn't able to get into Vegas sometimes to place bets, right? So I have to fly to Vegas because I'm from California, because there's no big sports books over there, and put in a bunch of cash, right? So I was like, I called another buddy and I said, hey man, do you have a bookie that takes big bets? Because typically my bets range anywhere from as low as $2,000, if I'm doing, a parlay, simple parlay or something, 10 grand, 5 grand, 20 grand, depending on how big the lock for me is, right? If it's like a big lock, I'm slamming down 100 grand, right? But that doesn't happen often. Those $100,000 bets, you might have them like a couple times a season, something like that, right? So basically, I hop on this new book. I call a friend, and I was like, hey, man, I need a book, right? I'm not going to be in Vegas. I need a book to place some higher bets. And, he recommends me a book, right? I get in contact. Everything's fine. And I whoop his ass, right? I fucking crush him that week.
This is your bookie, right?
Yeah, this is bookie. This is first week, right? I don't even know the guy, right? And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And crush him. And then everything's going fine, and I meet him like the next week, and I'm getting paid out, and we just kind of kick it off, right? We kick it off, we're talking, stuff like that, and then he kind of figures out. And then what sucks is we become good friends, right? We're like, dang, we're like the same person. We're both energetic. We're both out there. We like to take risks on certain things. He has good investments and other businesses going on, and he's a great guy, right? So what sucks is I bet with him again the next week, right? And I crush him again. And he's like, dude, and I start to feel bad because I'm just like, fuck, man, like, this is my buddy. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is my friend. I'm like, and to me, I'm like, dude, like, it kind of sucks because we hang out, and I'm like, bro, like, he wants me to make money, and I want him to make money, but I don't want, you know what I mean? So it's like, it got to the point, within that first 2 weeks, it was like, dude, like, I'm just going to bet at the casino because I don't want to crush you. I'd rather crush the casino. Right? So that's kind of how that happened. That started up, and he's like, dang, you're crushing it. And he figured, he's like, dude, like, I had no idea you were going to be an expert, right? Otherwise, I wouldn't have took your action. And the next, like, by the third week, he saw me crush the casino again, and he was like, fuck, man, you're on a roll. And then I crushed the casino again the next fucking week. And then he just goes, dude, how was your picks last year? And then I showed him my list of picks from last year, and I won 13 out of 16 weeks. Right, which is pretty huge, when you think about it. And then, so he's like, dude, why don't you have knowledge? And I never really thought about this because I wasn't really, like, I wasn't ever a person that was like, oh, I need to build this or do this on the website. I was kind of like, I'm already making good money. I don't really care. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, all right, dude, like, I'm already making 50, 100 grand a week. What do I really need, right? Like, what am I, so, but he kind of put that idea in my head. And it took off from there where it's like, hey, dude, you could actually build something with your knowledge and help people out and help yourself out, right? So he's like, dude, just start this website. And then so he started, working on the website and doing all these things. And I started promoting it more on my Instagram and turning my Instagram to public. And then he kind of took off from there. And he's like, dude, I got this fucking great idea. And I'm like, what? Because we were thinking about buying this other .com, which it was going to be like NFLsharp.com, right? You know, you can buy the .coms or whatever, like NFL this or whatever. And then he's like, dude, only wins. And he's like OnlyFans. He's like, but only wins. You only pick winners. And I was like, perfect. Boom. So it kicked off from there. This is honestly like 9 days ago. So he starts the website, gets it going. It barely got up and running. Maybe like a day ago, started taking payments. Even for last week during week 6, I couldn't take payments on the website yet because it just wasn't ready. So barely started getting anything up and running. And that's here we are now. So now we're just trying to grow it up and let people know that, hey, you know, if you want to win some money, come bet with us and, you know, we win together.
Do you feel like there'll be a time where the casino comes to you and says, all right, we've had enough. You're killing us. You got to go.
Yeah, I feel like that a little bit. Right now at Bellagio especially, because I've been at the Bellagio for a while, where I go down there already and they're like, hey, Carlos, what's up, man? Blah, you know, and I'm thinking in my head, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, if they're knowing me every single time and they're knowing me to bring a bunch of cash and buy my picks and boom, 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 and I'm always cashing out. And I mean, like, this past weekend, I went 4 for 4 on my locks and 3 for 4 on my main parlays, right? So it was a huge weekend again. So it's like, they notice that shit. You know what I mean? Especially right now with COVID and there's not a lot of people coming to Vegas and stuff like that. So it's like, dude, like how many of us are really betting high amounts? I know there's one guys that bet fucking millions and stuff like that. But how many people are 28 years old going into the sport book, spending anywhere from 100 to 200K in picks, you know? So it's like they get to know you. So I figure they'll probably let me bet for a while, but as soon as I pass like a 2 or 3 million threshold, they're gonna kick me out. They're not gonna take my action, and then hopefully Caesars doesn't know about it, so I can just hop on over there for a little bit, you know?
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
I should wait to put this podcast out for
Yeah.
a couple months after NFL season.
After the NFL season.
Fucking release it.
But either way, it's an inevitable. You know what I mean? Once you're good at something in that sense, no one's going to keep taking you in if they keep losing. Right? You know, you're not going to do business with somebody if, you know, into casino, it's a business. You know, yes, we love you. You're a great player. We hope, you know, and at the end of the day, really, the casino hopes you lose. Right? They want you to stay longer, give you the penthouse, give you all the comp food you want, all the comp drinks, whatever the hell you want, right? You know, go to a spa, get them whatever the hell you want, okay? But they just want you to stay so you can lose. And that's the reason why you don't really get a lot of comps at all for sports, right? I do play table games a lot also. Like I'll play blackjack a lot or baccarat, and that's the reason why I get comps. And I usually, sometimes I win, sometimes I lose because that's completely different odds. But sooner or later, they're going to kick me out of this sports book, you know, and hopefully it's way late. I mean, if it is soon, that means I'm doing well. You know what I mean? That doesn't really matter to me because either way, it's like, hey, if it happens, it happens, you know?
Yeah.
You know, the idea of only wins came into my head because it was like, well, hey, I can't bet like this forever. Because sooner or later, as my action kept going up and up and up, right? So I've been sports betting for, 10 years now. I was sport betting a little bit in college, dabbling here and there, you know. And I would say I'm only good at NFL and college football because that is legit what I'm good at. People ask me sometimes, hey, man, what's your picks for tonight in MLB? What's your picks for NBA right now? What's your picks for soccer? And I every time I respond, hey, guys, I'd love to tell you, I can give you my advice, but I'm not an expert in those categories, and I'm not going to claim to be. Right? So if I don't have homework on it and complete analytics done for that sport, then I'm like, dude, I don't feel comfortable giving you, hey, man, this is the lock pick of the day. This is what I'm doing. I'm like, dude, I just don't know. So I'm not going to claim to know something, right, that I really don't know. I feel comfortable, right, extremely confident in my lock picks for NFL. You know, this season for college football, I stepped out because of COVID. I mean, right now, what I'm seeing in college football is like the year of the dogs. Tons of upsets, tons of stuff's going on. It's a weird year, right? But NFL, the reason why I still stuck with NFL is because they're professional athletes. They're way more consistent, right? They're way more disciplined with things, right? They're not an 18-year-old kid stepping out into a field, right? You know, it's a lot different in maturity. So, I mean, going back to the only wins, the reason why I was so on board with it when I was talking to my buddy is just because me sports betting is going to come to an end when they don't take my action. And the day they don't take my action is the day I stop making money unless I do something else, right? So I started this business and it's just like, it's awesome because I win and you win, right? So it's like, boom, you're helping people make their picks, make knowledgeable picks, and that way they can run up their bankroll and do a bunch of things. I had a guy the other day, his name was Robin. He commented on one of the pictures, and it was pretty dope because it was like he hit me up and actually thanked me. He was like, dude, I was in a bind and I needed some extra money, and he took a gamble on me. And he took a gamble on me and won, and he ended up paying all his bills. I mean, I'm not saying to do that, right?
Yeah.
Because gambling's a very risky
Here's
thing.
my fucking rent.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck,
yeah.
where's Carlos?
It's a fucking gambling. I wouldn't recommend doing that, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend doing that. Ended up working out for him, right? At the end of the day, don't gamble with something you need, right? Gamble with something you're willing to lose.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, it is a risk, right? You know, when people say, hey, dude, it's an investment. It's an investment. We got to do all this shit. We're investing. Bro, you're not the casino. You know what I mean? You're not investing in a little casino, a little book. You know what I mean? You know, you're investing in something that's very high risk. And if you don't have high bankroll to roll with the punches, you know, it might not be so great, right? But that's where a guy like me comes in, where it's like, hey, I come in to help you out. If you're brand new, you don't know what hedging is, you don't know how to read the lines, you don't know how to parlay, hey, dude, shoot me a DM, message me. I'll help you out, send you some links to get the basics done. You know, I'm always there to help beginners, because the thing is, when you're a beginner in the gambling world, what it means is you're going to pay a lot of money to learn. Why pay a lot of money to learn when you can learn right away from people who already made those mistakes? And then you're already there. You're past that, right? When I started gambling, it was like, I would like throw shit on this or make these 18 parlays because I'm like, damn, dude, 10 bucks makes me this much, you know? Mm-hmm. And it's like, reality of it is 99% of the time, those 18 parlays are going to lose, you know? Most parlays, you know, you have 2, 3, at the most 4 picks of like your best picks, you know? Once you get like past that, dude, why do you think the casino loves that? Because they don't really hit. You know, I mean, they hit every now and then, but if you do your longevity of how many times you hit an 8-team or a 10-team parlay, right, you're actually losing money, right? Unless for some reason you're blessed by the gambling gods with the gift of foresight, right? You're not going to, you know, you're going to do all right. But, I mean, other than that, that's kind of how everything started.
What's it feel like to have $100,000, $200,000 on a game?
I mean... Dude, sometimes you sweat it, you know. But the thing is, it's what I loved is I played sports growing up, right? And I had some pretty big games, and you know, played in college, did good. I wasn't good enough to go in the pros, but I know the feeling of stress and being put in that pressure or whatever. I mean, excuse me, when you're in the moment right there, right, and you're placing that pick and you get that bet slip, bro, it's done, right? Get the fuck over it. You're rolling with it. You know what I mean? So it's like. You're in it, bro. Like, yeah, you're gonna sweat it during the game. You're getting pressure, you know. But at the same time, you made the decision to be there. You made that decision to bet, right? So once you accept that and you accept what you're willing to lose, you're gonna feel a lot better. You know, don't feel like, you know, a little bitch and be like, oh, dude, I shouldn't have done it. Hey, man, you would have been like, oh, this was a great decision if you would have won, right? At the end of the day, dude, you know, make a decision and live with it. And if something goes bad, dude, learn from that mistake and move on, right? But if you just, something goes bad and you're a little bitch about it and you don't learn from it and you don't get better from it, then you're just hurting yourself. At the end of the day, hey, if you make a mistake or you did something wrong, I'll tell you a game I made a mistake on. Bills versus Titans, Tuesday night football. One of the only Tuesday night football games in football history, right? Because of COVID, all the shit, right? So Titans typically are a run first, pass later, right? They're typically, you know, they use Derrick Henry. They got Tannehill. You know, they're like, hey, we're going to run to set up a pass. You know, bro, they came back from break a couple weeks, and they changed their complete offense, right? They're passing on first down. They're doing all this shit that no one really thought they were going to do, right? They're expecting, hey, we're going to fucking put it in the gut of Derrick Henry and let him take off, right? That's not what happened at all. Right, Tannehill started controlling the game, and now on top of it, I mean, the captain, the middle linebacker for the Bills was out, which he definitely has a big influence on the defense with play calling and all that stuff. So I was wrong on that game, right? I was wrong. I had the Bills, okay? That the Titans came in, crushed it. I lost that game. I refunded everybody who bought that daily card because I was like, hey, and the thing is, I lost 10 grand on the game, right? I put 10 grand, posted it, and said, hey guys, I'm rolling 10 grand. Who's rolling with me, you know? All the guys who bought that card for that day, I refunded them because I was like, but really, I didn't give a fuck about the 10 grand. Mm-hmm. What really hurt me the most was, damn, it actually has more pressure that all these people are relying on me to make their picks. So that's why I'm so heavily focused and influenced, to do better, because I'm like, damn, all these people are relying on me to help them with knowledge so they can make money with their decisions, right? So if I fail, I don't just fail myself, I fail them. And that's actually what hurts worse than losing actual money. You know what I mean? To me, money is just, you fucking, you roll with the punches, right? So that's what helped me go, hey, man, I need to iron down and get better. Iron down and get better. Iron down and get better. I mean, luckily, that was just one daily card, right? Where every single weekend, whoever got the daily cards on the weekend for the weekend locks, we've been fucking crushing it. 6 weeks in a row. This week, I went undefeated this past weekend, and the 4 main locks were this. First half, Dolphins killed them 21-0 against the shitty-ass Jets. The Jets are so bad, bro. And then first half Ravens.
Yeah,
right?
Fuck you, Jets fans.
Yeah.
You're fucking horrible.
If you're from New York, we love New York, bro. But the Jets, bro, we're sorry. Sorry, guys. But anyways, I had first half Ravens against the Eagles. They covered. They didn't even cover full game, though, right? But they covered the first half, and that was one of my locks. And then I had Titans to cover against the Texans. They covered as well, and I had Lions -3, and they covered as well. So all 4 of those locks hit. Then one of the main parlays was first half Ravens, first half Dolphins, boom, another hitter. I mean, it was a mixture of what those 4 locks for the other parlays, and then 3 out of 4 hit. And the 4th parlay that didn't hit is because I had Vikings on with that parlay. But anyways, the whole point what I'm getting to is it hurts, bro, if I have a lot of people with me. And it kind of reminds me of just teammates. We're all part of the same team, right? I want us to all win. So that's the reason why I offer those refunds and say, hey, guys, I don't feel good, taking money from you for knowledge when that knowledge doesn't pan out, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if I'm ever going to bet, I'm definitely going to call you, man.
Yeah, definitely, and I'll help you out, bro. And if I'm ever going to want to get slapped, right, I'm not going to call you, bro, because I'll be knocked the fuck out.
No, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that to you, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you taking time and coming on the show.
Yeah.
And, it's nice having you, bro.
Yeah, hey, thank you, man. Yeah.
Hell yeah, it was.
Hell yeah. Hey, guys, and if you ever need a podcast, come down to NBC in Las Vegas and hit up Nathan. He's doing great. And if you want anything to do with a sick-ass fucking Halloween, see NBC Las Vegas, look at their page, and they have a great Halloween party coming up. And also, promo code SLAP100 for $100 off that VIP package from onlywins.net. Look at the link below so you can get your SLAP100 promo code discount. Thanks to Slap right here. Thank you for having me, man. And definitely see NBC Las Vegas, okay, with Nathan Media. Great people. If you ever need a podcast filmed or anything else filmed, come see him. He's having an awesome Halloween party this month. See his page. And also, hey, follow Slap. We're going over his life on all these podcasts and how he got to where he's at, and also to learn where he's going. Thanks.
Yo.